folks, right? So they've found this information pretty quickly, but they've just caused pause for thought here. Shao going to try and reveal some information. Didn't get the corner, I think.
Spotted Leo, but not Chronicle.
Does that change anything of this dynamic? The plant should be going down uncontested here. It is.
Now what do they have? This, though. Yeah. And have the lockdown, have the Cosmic Divide, so maybe just reliant on keeping numbers up here for an even retake. Zipan does have the Rolling Thunder as well, and this changes things once again. We know the Snakebite can still come through past that divide. A very deep lockdown, though. This forces them all the way out of tree.
Do they all get caught by this? No. Actually, I think only one. I think only Boaster really got affected by that. So for now, look at the amount of ults down. And they had no idea about the lockdown at this point. Just caught completely unawares. And Fnatic take the space. Now down to Zipan and Xiao, and they don't have that same control anymore. It's before, oh my word, it was behind the divide. But they at least managed to take down one. They should be able to see maybe a little bit of this. Dives on it with the knife! A valiant attempt, but it's all for naught.
The placement of the divide actually allows them to, and again, I don't think they have full confirmation on the timing of that. I'm pretty sure it's not a timeout because it's half time. But the music's cute. Anyway, I'll keep talking. But yeah, where the divide gets invested, they can actually see the spike from the other side of it. Here's what I'm talking about. Again, it looked like a slight adjustment, actually. Again, this position, it's so deep.
Yeah. And we just had confirmation it actually is a timeout into the halftime. This is very strange.
Yeah, okay.
It's, that's not...
really prepped for the pistol round.
Because the half's not enough.
The halftime's not enough. I'm already convinced, we're convinced it's longer anyway, but we'll add another 60 seconds to it. And we'll get some different halftime music.
You liking this one?
Yep.
What about it do you like?
Cinematic, emotive. Will production change it for the normal halftime music?
Oh, that's a question.
Minnie doesn't know why they've called this.
Minnie's unsure.
Doombros wasn't saying a lot. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Hey, production's on the case today.
Switched it up.
Hi now.
There we go. All right.
Now, Fnatic fan வந்திருக்கீங்க.
You guys can do it the first day of the week.
Still smiling.
That goes away quickly. But that was the timeout of the way back into this half, or once that begins. A very close affair, but it felt like Fnatic found whatever formula they were looking for, right? They got it right towards the end.
Just great. This is not something I usually talk about, actually. Na'Vi had already called their timeout, right? So actually now for the second half, they don't have a timeout.
No, I think they used 2 in the first,
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, whatever gets you there.
At least there was something that happened in that. Again, it's not highly likely that somebody's, you know, panicked in a round that they've come out and won anyway. If that was called preemptively, I'm not sure, but won't speculate. Only makes us look stupid, but yeah, nice recovery here from Fnatic because Na'Vi had a couple of things early on. We're seeing them trying to isolate Alpha. We saw actually that forced the adjustment from Fnatic to put him more towards B. Again, actually switching his setup a couple of times. I wasn't even sure of that early round of whether or not he popped his utility earlier or if he just brought the operator in. I forgot to know, again, the financial situation and whether or not the utility was burnt up in the early round. But yeah, a couple of times where I think Fnatic are rolling the dice to try and find this opening pick towards Rubble. Like I said, actually, it's towards the end of the half that Na'Vi actually benefit from that. And like I said, this switch up here with the Sova Dart being a little different to, you know, you don't really have to fully respect a Sky Flash, right? You throw it out, confirms presence, sure, but could be 1, could be 2, could be 4.
5.
Yeah. And like I said, usually if it's Raze satcheling up to the top of Rubble, they're going to turn it anyway. It doesn't guarantee
have that effect.
Exactly.
This does force the hand a little more, which is quite nice. You are seeing that kind of in full effect here, which was very much enjoyable, seeing some of the method to the madness, I guess. But 6-piece still a very close match.
The map one, Nana.
Did kind of turn into the Fnatic show towards the end. A little bit of a run from them. Na'Vi still keeping close enough to make something out of the second half. Maybe that's why they wanted that extended time to try and come into this as best equipped as possible. You can see a whole lot of conversation going back and forth. Minnie's having none of it.
Yeah. Minnie's been adjusting his hair for the last 2 weeks on broadcast. No, he hasn't.
Oh, that's probably why.
He told me last week he hadn't.
He needs to get the haircut going then. Maybe
he's busy man.
Doing what? Scouting the best players in the world.
Yeah, finding a 7th and 8th sub, probably.
Imagine if EG hired him. The talent they'd have. Bloody hell.
Don't go flaming Potter.
Hey, look,
I know it's meta, but...
I'm just there for the Reddit threads, man. Please. 6 apiece though, Fnatic, Na'Vi. Second half here, very interesting approach coming out from Na'Vi to call that timeout prior to this half starting. I'd like to try and see Cena activated a little more. He's in a lot of trouble.
Caught with the vulnerable, I believe, actually. Just on the edge of that gravity well, but not punished. Fnatic, very quick reaction, actually, to try and isolate that.
Tried to, didn't succeed though. Gets to keep his life for now. Falls a little deeper. Now a test towards the other side. It's Alpha stepping towards Angel. Spots the player. Angel down on this though, committing.
There's a big gap behind him and the next player of Na'Vi though.
இந்த பொசிஷன் தான் சொல்றேன் லெஃப்ட்ல ஏஞ்சல் நிக்கிறான் பாரு அங்க தான் நம்ம ஹோல்ட் பண்ணோம் அங்க ஹோல்ட் பண்ணி அவனாச்சும் பேக்கப் பண்ணானா ஆடிக்கலாம் நம்ம அத விட்டுட்டு மெயின் புஷ் பண்றது
So credit to Angel in that regard to actually get ahead of that orb, deny some of that space. Fnatic now creeping into a late round hit onto B.
They didn't force the full hand from Zipan, so he still has utility to try and handle this. They're testing every single site, but they're not committing behind it. They've just taken a lot of damage, though.
Boaster down to 43, Durka down to 35. There's 20 seconds left here, Lauren. They're scrambling towards an A here.
Do they clear Angel? Do they try and pinch towards B? What? This is horrific to see. This is a plan gone wrong. Something is terribly off about this. Boaster has 5 seconds to basically give up his life. Yeah, it's done. What was that round? Michael, they tried every single side and went, don't like any of them.
Yeah, and there was no commitment behind it. There was always something that they saw as enough of a deterrent to go elsewhere. So it's very rare you see Fnatic not commit to a game plan once, especially when it's either an early round call or an early round setup or the mid round. We always credit how in control Boaster is in terms of the reads, in terms of playing very reactively. It just never came in this round.
Yeah, that looked hesitant. It looked like, as you said, there's a couple of things that just put them off, but by that time they were down to like 20 seconds. We go again, CNED now. Forced to show his hand early, and Fnatic once again don't fancy that.
Yeah, don't want to go towards the Marshal.
Yeah, a little one-way propped up as well, just to really make sure that helps, but now we have to see what they do. They can farm a couple of orbs maybe, get Durka working towards that ult, but Shao did just take some damage.
I'm not sure if that was on the jump peak. Did see him jump peeking it early on. A couple of bodies now, so has to play a little deeper. Boaster, meanwhile, trying to sneak through, but Zipan's found it.
And there's nothing behind it, really.
Yeah.
Well, hello. I think Shao knows where Fnatic are going here. If they can close the gap and cause some sort of problems, that would be marvelous. Durka's not having a great time.
Nearsighted.
Yes.
40
he gets a kill.
HP.
Oh, he still did so much damage.
Yeah. Angel's 21 HP.
Still, this just no real end goal, no real capability for it until that actually opens up a big chance here. It's going to draw back one of the players.
Yeah, because Angel and Shao are tagged up, remember. So this is where these pistols can do work.
Can really? They find Angel. He is teed up to do something serious here. Full HP, keep in mind, up against Angel, who's a little lower, and Angel wins that fight. Okay, but Alpha trades out against Sugetsu, so hold on. We still have Leo with a fair amount of kit here and a very vulnerable Angel, but now the stress comes towards the other side, and Alpha is incredible. Fnatic had no right to win that round.
Again, it looked so messy to start off. A ton of information comes through on the back of the Owl drone. One kill goes in favor of Fnatic. At that point, it's, like I said, these pistols can do work. That's when this purchase that Na'Vi are famed for, where, they try and spread the funds, try and pivot off potentially 2 players with rifles, be it Vandals, Phantoms, Bulldogs, whatever, but it snowballs out of control here.
That's wild that they turned that round.
2 very strange rounds from the 2 best teams in the region, by the way.
It almost feels like a derby in a way. Sometimes when you see those games when 2 teams are so well met, they almost overthink everything. Some things go just completely out of plan, but this is just a bizarre affair. I think everyone can see it. That round was completely out of this world. Alpha, of course, doing wonderfully. This time, though, going to note that rifle very early on. That's in the hands of Angel, but that's the most they're really bringing in. Yes, there's that Guardian that Sugetsu, but outside of that, it's Classics and Sheriffs.
I guess actually the other side of the conversation is the benefit of that round 2 purchase, that they can throw something in if they lose. Well, they can recover here because it swings back into a massive advantage for Fnatic.
Pistol
Lining up a
shots.
snake bite here.
சரியான
Maybe
pistol
time
shots.
to land back rubble.
Yeah. Just making sure no one can sit close. So as we've noted, though, Angel has already slipped back a little deeper. He was kind of the solo hold here. Yes, he has some light support from Xiao now, but previously he was on an island, so he had to kind of play it a little bit deeper, which he will be rewarded for, as he doesn't get pinched early. But a lot of utility invested here to kind of pathway Fnatic towards that side. They've built a really nice approach, but it's just that final hurdle that's going to be very difficult because they're down to 25 seconds. They've left this quite late. Now that rifle becomes a little bit more problematic. Do they try that boaster lurk again? I don't love this. It feels hinged on
15 seconds.
a lot of things going right for them that they can't really determine. Xiao's still on the site, yet to be checked. 10 seconds, he should be pushed out of the way, but one kill would be huge. Doesn't get it. Blanc going to come in. And Boaster's lurk could be big. It looks like they're aware of it, though. Sugetsu, does he check diligently? Maybe not enough. Maybe not as head on a swivel as you'd need. And now the lack of buy, really, with Na'Vi is going to come into effect. Now overwhelmed. Alpha takes the fight against Angel, wins it cleanly. The last two, Cned and Zipan. Gonna need a lot here.
Full line comes through onto Durka, but he should be able to reset comfortably here.
Trying to get Durka. Got to get him quick if you want him. And really, they know the plan. Nothing to be worried about here. Fnatic get a grip on the round at the end. Got a little out of sorts early there. Didn't love what they were trying to do.
Still, we're not seeing the confidence. And again, maybe this is just paying respect to Na'Vi being Na'Vi.
Yeah.
But some very, very strange rounds being played out here. And Fnatic actually a little, I'd say, conservative with utility in there. There's not that massive burst to really confidently take away space from the defending team, but I get very
Bro,
worried
I
when
don't
this
have revenue,
defenders alive.
so it really doesn't matter.
And they don't have full cycle.
And I am doing watch parties. I did not get any strike.
Okay, we got a foul, dear. Oh, Durka, yeah, just evaporates Angel. That's him gone, removed from the round. We do have Cned on the case this time.
Similar problem as well here, though. Nobody's there to shoot the reveal. If Angel's TPing forward, somebody has to kind of stack up with him there.
Yeah, very isolated, very alone. Tricky, those boom bots.
Wasn't even a drifter.
And Xiao, there's nowhere to really go on this side.
No.
You can see it. Every angle is being somewhat threatened by the utility, but Fnatic aren't fully committing behind it. Again, the pacing would be...
Yeah, hold பண்றதே செம காண்டா இருக்குல்ல.
So it looks like maybe they want to finish towards B. I'm not sure what their goal is.
எல்லாம் விட்டு ரீடேக் தான் ஆடணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். I think that is better meta. B and C ஹார்டா ஹோல்ட் பண்ணிட்டு ஏவை விட்டுட்டு ரீடேக் ஆடுறது. ஏன்னா ஏ உள்ள மாட்றானுங்க. C க்ளோஸ் ஸ்பேஸ் ஏ கொஞ்சம் ஓபன் ஸ்பேஸ். ரீடேக் ஆட முடியும் என்ன கேட்டா.
They're going for a B hit. Or at least they're looking like they are. Where's the push coming in? Now there's going to be utility. Now there's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Durka does manage to slip a little ahead of it, but he's on his own. They're down to 27 seconds. Again, Fnatic taking a whole lot of space, but finally getting the plant down. Durka secures the first fight. However, there's a trade. Alpha gets caught all the way back from a shot in the dark for Cned. Nearly lands, doesn't though. Gets to slip away and keep his life. Now we look towards the site. You have Leo posted towards it. 3 seconds till the Haunt comes back up. 2 towards connector, 1 seeing a little deeper towards middle.
The problem is going to be digging Boaster out of this position. To be honest, Na'Vi have to move quick. Cned found it.
Yeah, that's huge. It should be the go signal. They need to pounce off this, and they are. Xiao's taking down Durka. Sugetsu with the spam gets dealt with by Leo, but this man is clutch. Can be key in this, but Xiao left the 1v1. It's so little to play with. It's more than enough for Leo, though. Still standing on
Okay,
five.
bye-bye.
Keeping Fnatic moving forward, but these rounds are just so uncharacteristic for Fnatic.
Yeah, down to the wire. Like I said there, Boaster